Are you guys ready for the trial? I'm not. Oh, back up. I already saved. Because that Chin Man is going to show up. So there's got to be more to this. I wonder how long this is going to take. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. The Old Bailey. This place always makes me feel strange. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat. All at the same time. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon. You mean like the next day? That's my line! Good morning! Good morning, Mr. Natsume. Only 2 days ago that I was declared not guilty here. Yes, we somehow managed to prove that he didn't stab Miss Green in the back. But now this? Another morning, another murder! And here I am again in this hellhole! Can't keep coming to court! Beginning to think he's right. It really does seem as though he's cursed. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh. What's the bad news? Mr. Natsume, good morning. Yes, morning. So, here we are again. Yes, again. Okay, what is it? What's the bad news? Oh dear, you heard, didn't you? What is it? Just come and shouting at the top of your voice. People can't help hearing what you say. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I am sorry, but without any of Major Alex Armstrong's charm, that made it not annoying. Done nothing wrong, Miss Susato. Now, what is it? Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord Barock Van Zeeks. Was it Barock? I thought it was different. Van Zeeks? Oh, that guy again. The Reaper of the Bailey. That man with the wine. He just really has to poop, yeah. So-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. But we won against him last time. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Saseki-san and I relentlessly. Of course, by the skin of our teeth. Managed to pull through, but still. Yeah, he does look like he needs to shit. Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal of the last trial wasn't the end of the matter. After all, yes, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Van Zeeks is the prosecutor. Oh no. That even if a person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another. And we've experienced it firsthand. Maybe we shouldn't say this in front of the guy who's already, like, pissing his pants. Yeah, we defend it. Well, that guy was also a dickbag, so. Alright, had to put up with those, I call it burning my eyes again. Cursed by evil spirits, petrified perils, potentially. I'm just. Well, if it is potentially, then at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes? I'm innocent. You have to believe me. You more than anyone now. Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle. I promise. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Yep, because of course it is. Well, trial is scheduled to begin shortly. Yeah, let's go into the courtroom. Let's go, please. Let's not waste any more time. Wait, we're still wasting time. Forgot to say, I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean. It's probably for the best. Oh, if he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. That could be seen as weakness. If Lord Van Zeeks would notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least that's my gut feeling. Mr. Naruhodo. You're right. Yes, you're so right. No, well said, locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said. I swear on the sword of my side and the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. I'll show him what the Japanese lawyers can do. I'll set you free with honor. Oh, yes. Cool. Let's get in the courtroom and do it then. Put your money where your mouth is. Okay, we're in the courtroom. Oh, I forgot. The judge looks like this. He looks kind of like the other judge, but floofier. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. Whatever, bro. It's not just my imagination. It's really there. Lord Van Zeeks has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason. Yeah. Wow, he sure is racist. It was some time ago that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all. And now he's back in the courtroom, though, for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Yes, yes. Yeah, we have to concentrate on the trial. Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? Absolutely, I had a feeling this larrikin wasn't innocent before. Okay, it's you and you. I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right. Well, that sounds like a personal problem. Oh, well, I'd rather like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually. I think that's the guy in the photo. Oh, I can't see the photo. But there was definitely a photo with like a blonde guy in Miss Green's room. Do you know Miss Green? That's a new lady. I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick. I don't remember her. This next guy I remember because he's he's like a dock worker or something. I couldn't agree more. I need to take home 5 bob tonight or the missus will go through the roof. Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of kids or something and he needs to bring money home or his wife will kill him. And this doddering old man. Oh, may the Lord show us the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict. British jury system is so different to our own, isn't it? Yeah, it feels rigged. It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public. And that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt. 6 citizens of London chosen at random, or at least that's the idea. The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today. Very well, let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zeeks, your opening statement, please. Oh, he's rigged. Curse the... Yeah, exactly. It's terrible. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. Did the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime, namely that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. Hey, you can't just say that. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witnesses to the stand. The detective responsible for investigating the scene, and the accused himself. Always rigged. Yeah. Oh, hi. Hello. Sir, you can't be eating in the courtroom. Witnesses, your names and occupations, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. Homicide, yeah. Saseki Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture. Mr. Natsume? Yes, my lord, sir. I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken that you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remember it as if it were yesterday, but it was actually the day before yesterday. The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough. Believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Inspector, let's hear it from you first. Explain the case for the court. Right you are, sir. The incident occurred at the Geradeb household where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor of the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shamspeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine? He was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something wrong, broke down the door. This means I presume that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident. Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry or exit from the room impossible. Although the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, lives to tell tale, he very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. I was the first officer on the scene, my lord, and I have a photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked. Okay, well that looks about... Wait a second. Was there always a puddle over there? I don't remember that puddle. Also, the piece of soap is missing. It looks like it's angled the wrong way. Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased. That's right. Everyone present believed that's exactly what he was. Did you, check his pulse or anything, or did you just assume? Very well, I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. Crime scene photograph has been entered into the court record. Now then, Mr. Natsume. Yes. As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture? Actually, can I look at the picture closer? He has fork, teacup. You can't see the other teacup in his hand, though. But there's definitely a puddle here, and I don't remember that. They're haunted by evil spirits. Good gracious, what's haunted? My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned, and me. What about me? I've nearly been killed countless times. Killed, Mr. Natsume? How? Even on that fateful night, it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me. Okay, I think he literally was choking on gas because the fire went out, but it was probably still spewing gas. You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume. But it's so cold! My runny nose would freeze. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? Cursed existences aside. Thank you, witness. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events. If I could raise one more point, my lord. One more conclusive point. Conclusive? Go on. Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, has regained consciousness after his ordeal, and he has named the true culprit. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused. The accused? Good grief! Oh, well, this already looks bad. Order! Order! Yes, that's the crux of this whole case. Soseki-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him? Well, Mr. Natsume, what do you have to say about this accusation? That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I brought bottled water especially to make it. This is the result. Never will I touch tea again, never! Public pump was frozen, you say? That's not information we've heard before. That will do, thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine the witnesses at least once. Hey, how's it going, Shiro? Welcome on in. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection? Yeah, I'm already... Oh, God. It's only the second case. And I'm already like, man, I'm really tired of seeing Soseki Natsume's face. And we have some new jury members. Well, like one. I guess it's just the one lady. Everybody else is someone that we met in the previous game. So I just kind of had to see how things are gonna go. But I'm just like, man, it's already getting into the shit. We're only 2 cases in. None whatsoever, my lord. Yeah, is that right? Good. Then you will give your account of the events in the night in question to the court. This was your least favorite of the duology, but the next 3 are... Oh, really? Okay. That's good to hear. I don't know why. Like, I feel like it sucks, but every Ace Attorney game has that it's always the one case that, like, just sucks. I don't know what it is, but they can't just make all bangers. Like, it's always got to be at least 1, sometimes 2 cases in a game where it's like, I hate this. Why am I dealing with this? And then it just gets better. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't know if they do it on purpose to be like, oh, but the game gets so good. But I'm like, just make all the cases, like, good and interesting. Like, it's funny, because I watch Game Grumps. Typically the 3rd case, but in the case 3 is epic. Yeah. I watch Game Grumps, and they have actually, they went through the first game, and I really like their playthrough of that, because it was very silly. And they're going through the second game, and they're going through the Big Top episode. And I hated the Big Top episode. Like, just all of the witnesses and all of the people involved were just, like, batshit crazy, and it was so roundabout, and it was just annoying to me. Like, I really did not like that case very much. Yeah, the Big Top's just, oh my God. I remember going through that, and I was just like, why is this a thing? Why do we have to go through this? So yeah, and they've been going through it, and Dan's just like, I hate these people. And I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only one who was just like, man, shit, kinda. All the OG case 3s were bad. Yeah, give your account of the events on the night in question to the court now. Yeah, and that's the thing that gets me, like, don't get me wrong, I've liked Great Ace Attorney, and so far I've liked Great Ace Attorney too, but the problem is they do a lot of the same, like, gags and things over and over, and at this point, like, once you've gotten this far in the series, you're like, okay, I get it, like, but I'm getting kind of tired of the slapstick, like, stuff where I'm like, okay, you guys are just wasting my time at this point. Like, I know that this is the Ace Attorney way, but let's just get to the point. Yes, my lord. Okay, witness testimony. Now we gotta... Okay, catastrophic night. 9 o'clock that evening. I said in tea. Okay, oh, wait, I can't press it yet. I just have to... Okay. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room around 11. Trilogy, Game 1's case got ruined by its conclusion. Currently in Game 2, S3. Oh, okay. I have very mixed feelings about Apollo Justice. I think they really went way too ham on flashbacks. It pissed me off so much because it felt like just so much like padding. But yeah, no. There's just so much. Like, these games are a gauntlet to get through. Like, and the payoff is good. But there's just a lot. There's a lot to get through. Heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? Strike 9 takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. I think the problem was, like, I was okay with the original trilogy because it was very familiar. You were always Phoenix and Maya. Well, I mean, they added pearls and all, but it felt like with, like, Apollo Justice and the subsequent ones, there was just, like, so much going on, and you kept getting introduced to more and more characters, and you're co-opting it with a buddy, and you stop voicing Flash. Yeah, that's the other thing. If this game... Like, I would love it. If they re-release these games fully voiced, I feel like it would be so much easier. I mean, granted, like, streaming it is a lot of a strain because there's so much dialogue. But, like, I kind of wish that they had, like, voice acting. I feel like these games would benefit so much from being voice acted. Like, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward. So yeah, like, and when I tell people this game is draining, I'm not saying it's draining because I don't like it. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to say. It's a lot to think about. Sometimes they want you to press everything, or they want you to press 2 statements and put something out there that doesn't really make sense where they want you to put it. It's just like, there's a lot of jumping through hoops. Fuller even just yeah, no, exactly. Like at first I was hopeful for this one because I was like, oh, voice acting. But there's only voice acting in like very specific parts. Like the very start of Trials, there's voice acted, or not Trials, but of the actual episode, there's voice acting, and that's it. Aside from the objection and take that and all that. And I'm like, guys, why can't, come on. You could have done that. Danganronpa VA'd the Trials, and that was huge. Yeah. Yeah, only opening and cutscenes, exactly. And I'm like, please, you guys, come on. Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward. Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless, presumably, though. The teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they? Why didn't I think of that? Well, as it happens, no, we haven't been able to. Why? Did I hear you correctly, Inspector? Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect substance? How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done? You were mad. Yeah, because it happened so soon. You know, on one hand, Shiro, I guess it makes sense because you lose freaking, oh God. I mean, you lose Mia like immediately. You're like, awesome. I'm playing as Phoenix Wright. I have a really hot mentor lady, possibly love interest. Awesome. She fucking dies immediately. And you're like, oh, cool. And then she just sometimes inhabits her sister or cousin's body, which is awkward, I gotta say. The weird aging up and bustifying of pearls, and everybody's just fine with it. But yeah. About his power to make his headband flap with the in a windless room, that's just the Japanese way. Probably. At least that's most likely what somebody here would say. Oh, but goddamn. My learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed. Also, I hate the... Like, Van Zinks is almost as bad as... Was it... Not... Oh... What was the one before this? Wasn't... Okay, Dual Destinies. Was it... It's Spirit of Justice? Fuck. I hated the prosecutor in one of those games. Like, I just fucking hated him. And even at the end when he kind of like got better, I was like, no, you're just a piece, you're like a racist, xenophobic piece of shit. You're a horrible person. Like, I don't care what your background was. It doesn't excuse the fact that you were just awful the whole time. You know, at least Edgeworth has like somewhat of a reason to be kind of cold and a douche and everything, and he gets better slowly, but that's a lot of these other people, like, they don't have multiple games to span across to get better. They just are kind of a dick to you for most of the game, and then suddenly they're like, but actually I care about justice. And you're like, but... Ugh. Yeah, so you don't know about... I hated him. I honestly hated him. Like, mileage probably varies for people, but he was just such a... Felt like such a dick. Like, just a dick. Yeah, no. I think you're right. It's something like that. I know there was like a... Yeah. Nayuta, something like that, yeah. Clavier. Like, and okay, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I liked Edgeworth because Edgeworth OG. I liked Von Karma, the daughter, even though she did a lot of things that should have gotten her thrown out of the trials. And it wasn't just because she was hot, but it definitely helped. But yeah, it was... But I was like, okay, she's not really the best either because she just whips people constantly and oh, man. Okay, falsely incensed. What do you mean? The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea. Not that it was overlooked. Unable? Why? It's simple enough. There was none left. Not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. So you can't test for dry poison? We only need a drop, but that one drop does not actually have to exist. Funnily enough. What? A lack of examination notwithstanding, it appears that nothing other than the tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. Wow, that really makes it hard for me to present a case now, doesn't it? I see, thank you. The matter is clear. Actually, Shiro, I have a question then. Have you only played the mainline Ace Attorney series? Because I know I think there's 2 Edgeworth games. I didn't play them. I don't know if I would. I really don't. I don't know enough people that have played them to form an opinion on them, but Kazuma moment was when he called Ouchie an armature press. Yeah, yo, what do you call it? Yeah, it was very good. And then he chopped off his hair. You haven't played Investigate? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, I wouldn't mind, maybe. But also, like I said, these games really, like, tire me out. And if it's not that good, then I feel like I just wouldn't make it through it. You see, thank you. The matter is clear. Because I'm going to assume that they kind of happen at the portion of the game where he's just not around. Because in the second game, I know he's not there because he's off having a sabbatical or doing something, and Von Karma is there to clear her name and everything. They may port it at a point. Maybe. I would hope so. I mean, they got to know these games are super popular, and they own the rights to it. Like, just re-release those ones, like, as another collection. Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend. What? You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt. Your client's fate is all but sealed. That's because they just want to go home, not because they know what's right. In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. Yeah, you know what I think's kind of funny, Shiro? I love these games. I love Professor Layton, even though it's very different. I still love, like, the mysteries of it, and it feels a bit more straightforward. So I'm not gonna lie. Between Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton, I think I like Professor Layton a little bit more. It's less stressful for me, even if the puzzles make me feel stupid sometimes. Although I will say, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright was just like a beautiful mix of the games. And it kind of took all the good things from both of them and mashed them together. But they are coming out with a new Professor Layton, and nobody expected that. So who knows? Maybe eventually there will be another Ace Attorney. I hope, but I'm trying. I don't know what else I mean, technically there's an infinite amount of cases they could do, honestly, over Phoenix's career. Or I guess since he passed the torch to, I don't know. There's a lot, but I feel like they could figure something out, or they could even like make more prequel or something. I don't know. Let us play as Mia. And then have it finish with her taking Phoenix Wright under her wing. Bam. It contains the hardest contradiction. Oh, really? Oh, jeez. That's right. I can feel all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me. They just want to go home, bro. But I can't let them beat me down. I won't. Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Yeah, Mia, I think it would be a lot of fun. And they could do, like, different... Because the thing is, Mia was actually an accomplished medium, so there's things we could do in there that you wouldn't be able to do in any of the other games, you know? Just even if it was just for, like, one game, it would still be like, oh, this is kind of cool, and this is what started it all, you know? But, I don't know. Like, they haven't... Nothing has really come out about them doing anything other than, you know, re-releasing the Apollo... games and all that in HD and touching stuff up. So I'm like, I kind of hope, but it'll be hard to tell unless they say something. Joining her doesn't work because he met her on the second. Oh, that's true. God damn. It kind of sucks though, because then, yeah, so they knew each other, yeah, for a decent amount of time and then just The first game, they're like, well, you know her? Well, bye. Okay, it's around 9 o'clock. Press.
Hold it!
Were you and neighbor good friends then? Ah, no, we weren't friends. Not at all, not at all. Never, ever. Simple no would have sufficed. I hate this man. So annoying. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit? Mr. Shamspeare fancies himself as a great literary knowledge. As fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. Come now, no Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature. Wow, Van Zeeks, that's probably one of the most racist things you've said thus far. And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume. It was the day of my last trial when I was acquitted. I just arrived back at my lodgings when I ran into Mr. Shamspeare outside on the street. It was around 6 o'clock. We exchanged one or two pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion where I poisoned him. I mean, I didn't poison him. He was on his way out at the time, though, so I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have any ill intentions? No! Not one! Not two! Not any! None at all! Ever. Ever. Okay, cool. Simple, no, yeah, okay, well, these... Another court, what did happen when you visited the room? Yeah.
Hold it!
So you were there for 2 hours. Literary debate about Shakespeare's works. I think you said, didn't you? Shakespeare? Ah, very worthy topic of conversation, I must say. Oh, yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parley. Romeo and Juliet? Who was stronger? I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go? Tossing evidence till it worked, and once the game explains it. Yeah, no, and that's the problem too. Like, sometimes the game, like, it thinks that whatever it is supposed to be very obvious, but it does, or it's finding exactly where to put the evidence. Because sometimes you'll press a statement and it really sounds like you need to put a specific piece there, but it's actually like the statement before or the statement after. Because usually they're like, okay, press everything because it might change the statement, and then, But yeah, no, sometimes they expect us to just know, and I'm like, no, come on. I can't keep up with that. Like sometimes the connections just like don't make a lot of sense until after the fact, which, you know, makes it a little funky. Both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment, so we battled it out in a Greco-Roman style, naturally. What? Were you nude? Mr. Shamspeare had all sorts of costumes in his room for just a contest. So when you say a reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume? He as Romeo and I as Juliet. And after a vigorous, wild tussle... Okay, it really sounds like these guys just, like, had sex. I as Juliet came out on top! A victory I'll cherish forever! This really just sounds bad. I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage yet. You don't want to think about that at all. Pretty sure that's some Rule 34 shit right there, Judge. The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim. Correct? All right, Shiro. I'll be here racking my brain. I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. I'd heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see. It's true, there's no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room. There was barely anything other than his costumes. I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless, of course it was! And do you have any basis for that statement, witness? Pepto, yeah, he needs a lot of things. He also needs, like, some really heavy, like, anti-anxiety medications. Like, this man is just, like, falling apart. There's just really no other explanation. Okay, press.
Hold it!
Like, what does that mean, sir? Yes, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there? That's correct. Anyone would think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. He must have licked it dry. Which is a pity, because one drop is all we would have needed to analyze it for poison. And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume? Yeah, just something. Yes, definitely. By heaven and earth, I swear it. The landlord was able to verify that, as it happens. He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night. And how is the landlord able to attest to this? He, said it was the lamps, I believe. The lamps, Inspector. Tenants return to their rooms and start using the gas. The lamps in the other parts of the house flicker. Yes, Mr. Garradeb seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants. There's only one key to Mr. Shamsur's room. I know that for certain. So he must have locked the door himself from inside his room. The victim has confirmed that to be the case, yes. So I'm right. My tea was harmless, completely harmless. If you take poison, you die. Everyone knows that. It's not that simple, I'm afraid. What do you mean? It takes some time. Okay, hold it. How long? Yeah, oh, wow. Amazing. I figured it out immediately. Okay, people. William Shamspeare. He's 31. Oh, he's younger. Failed actor renting a room in the same building. Okay, cool. Yeah, he does, and he's constantly eating them. I wish I had an infinite, like, fish and chips rolled paper thing that I could eat all the time. Yeah, how long does it take? According to the coroner I was speaking to at the yard, about 30 minutes after the poison's consumed. Then the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramp, and stiffness, eventually dies from asphyxiation. There's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. Seem to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure. Oh dear, death by poisoning again. Always so awful. 30 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused as he left. Can't deny that. Further degrades Soseki-san's alibi. I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. Spells it out, really. The accused is the only person who could have done it. Very well. The court will add this report to the court record as evidence. Okay. Oh yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms. Great. Poisoning incident occurred around 1:30 a.m. on the 21st of February. Wait. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. He left at 11. So that would have been an hour and a half afterwards.
Objection!
Yeah, I'm correct. The argument still stands, you say? I think not, Inspector. Come again? I think you'll find that you've overlooked a very significant chronological inconsistency here. That's a lot of words. Just say that you fucked up the time. Gonna what? What are you on about? According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Oh, yeah, like, why are they so fucking dumb? Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. In other words, if there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? Ah! Why are you surprised, Soseki? Like, this is good for you. Defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Von Zeeks? He seems... Oh, he's gonna pour himself some wine. He's not gonna drink, he's just gonna smell it or whatever. Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I was considering what cuisine would... Shut up! How could it have happened, you asked? I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. His stupid whine. A phantom? Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? No, he hadn't had tea before, so he sucked it dry. For example, at the time stated in the medical report, yes, around 1:30.
Objection.
But why would you drink it cold like that? That sucks. Mr. Natsume brought his tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there's a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot.
Objection!
Well, this is not Japan. In my country, there's an even more apt saying. Fuck all the Japanese. There's nothing more refreshing than cold tea. Oh, come on. The point is, if there was such a long time, maybe other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities, I mean, at the same time. Oh, the stain on the cup kind of would explain cold tea, but that would, destroy my thing, which is bad. What sort of possibilities, counsel? I don't know. Well, for example, a man could have had another visitor. Another visitor? Wow, now I'm pulling shit out of my ass. From someone who has nothing to substantiate it. Or no, they do. Yeah, no. Arceans drink cold tea. Although they drink hot coffee more than anything else, so, Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition. Suggest this may have been a suicide, counsel?
Objection!
Mr. Shamspeare has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Objection.
How can we trust him? He almost died. But he could be lying. Wow. I like the fact that you do something right, and then Naruhodo just fucking fumbles. And you're like, cool, I get to watch the guy who's supposed to be me be a goddamn idiot in front of everyone. Something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks? What if he's delusional? What if the man, he just stopped dying? The carriage with the victim. The key player in the case is just the victim. Well, even after the first game, yeah, he's still a newbie. Hello? Where's he at? Bring him in. Out, brief candle, life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. Are you still gonna have bags under your eyes? Oh no, you're no longer dying. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. I hate how his legs are. Who, sir, are you? William Shamspeare, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim. Either that or you're just really good at playing things off, because I feel like you're trying to get Mr. Man-Throat in jail because you're sour that he beat you as Juliet. This is technically his third trial in Britain. Yeah, true. What? What's he doing here? Fun. Such a confused state. Yeah, I was just like, oh, why is this man alive? I would prefer if he stayed dead. I think it would have made our lives so much easier. Prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed. You're calling him as a witness? Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. What, like monetary interest? Oh God. What does he call himself? Wait. Curious to discover the court shall hear from the victim himself. Okay, that's what he said. Happy am I, Shamspeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of worse woe. I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence. Oh, in perfect English. Perfect? I don't know about that. I don't trust him anymore at this point. Like, this guy. That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim. Yeah, just, if he shut up, I think his life would be easier. Oh, Chin Man. All right. So that's Mr. Shamspear. But who the hell is that man? Why? Is it Popeye? Yes, I feel sure we've caught a glimpse of that man before. State your names and occupations for the court, please, witnesses. A writer of words so sweet they do scent the breeze, an inventor of ideas so profound they compose the earth, the unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew, lo, what a magnificent man! Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle, William Shamspear. Meter man. Oh! He's literally just... Ah! He's the gas guy. I fucking hate him. I hate the fact that his name is Meter Man because he's the gas company dude. I hate this game. The name's Meter Man. Adron B. Meter Man. Oh, why is your chin jiggly? I work for the Altamont Gas Company East End branch office. Yep, I fucking knew it. Meter Man. I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road. Oh, yes, she's right. It's him. The guy who is peering in through the window. Yeah, okay, flashback. I get it. Yeah. Yeah, Adron B. Meter Man or Adron. I mean, Meter Man, I don't know about the other part, unless I'm saying it wrong. Oh, a drone bee? Oh. That's dumb. I hate that. Spot him outside of Mr. Garadib's house. He's a gas company employee. What does he have to do with the case? I don't know. Because we were talking about gas earlier, you dumbass. No. So, Mr. William Shamspear, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct? No heaven, no hell, do you command me to remember? Can you just talk? That sweet poison that didst crossed me and crossed mine innocent lips. I subpoenaed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission, naturally. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure. I mean, he is wearing yellow. I'm gonna assume his bag is striped or something. Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed. I wish he was dead for real. Thus, be I noble of mind, sweet as nature verily, how as far as heavenly angels be. I don't want to read his lines anymore if this is how he's gonna talk the whole time. Jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid. They're actually taking this seraph anagram idea seriously? Oh, well, they're idiots. What do you expect? Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions. But my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamspear doing here? The gas man, I mean. What, me? Well, now, allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence when you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar. I didn't really say it like that, yeah, but okay. This young chin stroker here is to controvert your wild claims conclusively. Or don't call me chin stroker, what is that? Oh. Is that not so, Mr. Meter Man? Hang on, nope. I'm just here, I hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question. Okay, one may smile. Shut up, truth be spoken. Okay, cool. That was really great. I'm glad I skipped it, because it probably didn't mean shit. Snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. But merry, bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. It was probably bitter because it was green tea, and that's bitter. Was the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. Why? No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella. Whoa, cool. That's awesome. Here, let's take... I want to see his bag. But he does have a two-colored hat. Okay, so it's a drone B meter man. Young man who works for Altamont Gas. He's a witness to the incident. Special animation case 3 of this. Oh, no. No one else visited his room. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a fairly short testimony. Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamster's room all night? That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. Why? So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that. Why? The question is, sir, why? Yeah. Ah! Well, now, it's because he's on my list. What a piece of work is a man! Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment? What are you talking about? Yeah, shut up. The buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. Okay, buzzing. Yeah, I get it. Pray thee pay him no heed. Okay, tedious words. Okay, yep. Okay, so that's like his ass. His B-ass. What do you say about me? Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question, and you're all idiots. Nothing more. Indeed, is that so? This testimony is accused. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody talk. Oh, well, I believe this. Now the court may proceed with a cross-examination. I'm sorry. I'm going to skip through stuff if it seems like just fucking superfluous. Like, goddamn, which is a lot. Okay. Especially with Shamsters involved. Oh, God, I got to fucking cross-examine him. At least it's only like 3 lines. Oh, it's 5. Yeah, get to tea. Bitter was his drink. What kind of tea was it? Let me stop you right there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. I hate him. Defendant had really put poison in your tea. That 3-hour window of time is something you're gonna have to explain. Gladly, 'tis an easy task. What? I did not drink the tea while my guests... Oh, okay. It was stone cold, but 1 hour post to midnight. I hate... Why won't he stop moving? That doesn't sound normal. Oh, after all, that was for call or fire debate. There was no time for tea. Okay, so that's his thing. In summary, allow me to confirm if you have here attended... Yeah. But of course, my liege, this stupid lover of words did... Stupid. Stooped? Oh, stooped, not stupid. Stooped because they keep calling him a fucking hunchback. Rude. Yeah, we all know what that means. Okay, I hate you.
Hold it!
Nothing else? You didn't drink or eat anything? So you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Dinner? Supper? Huh, fine luxury, fine gluttony to eat thrice daily is but a waste of time. You just say this because you're broke as shit. Sorry? I would be that my belly were full. No more of oft that sun doth rise. Most heroic eating habit, I must say. Okay. He doesn't eat. It's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, was it? I don't recall seeing a single player script anywhere. You've devoured them all. So you were gonna eat the soap. You've eaten them? Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? That wasn't misleading at all. Like, please. Is in the tea. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So none of this is helping.
Hold it!
But the windows of the house have all been filled in. Historical artifact of the now defunct window tax. I hate every time you talk about windows, they bring up the tax. Every fucking time. I get it. I understand the window tax. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Like in the last game, they talked about it a lot too. Yeah, you're right. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap. Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there? For some strange reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well. That comes into play, I'm sure. I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing, as long as there's breath in my body. Wow, so what a great man. Yeah, I'm tired of the theatricals. Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time as far as I'm concerned. And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. How can you be sure of that? Well, he was watching. Police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose the poison container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit would have removed the receptacle. Ah, yes. Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you. It really was. You can't argue with that logic. I mean, you could. I'd argue with it. Honestly. That's always what gets me when they're like, I can't argue with this. And I'm like, yes, you can. Don't fucking lie.
Hold it!
You say short little roundback Eastern fella, so you can't be sure it was the defendant then, right? Oh, no. How many times was a narrow gap and quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache, but he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of it myself. And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamsfair drink tea together? Nah, sorry, I couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was a silhouette of that little roundback fella wearing a pretty dress. Oh, glad you saw that. And the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. Oh, boy. Suppose, that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway. Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? No question. Yes, man's honor. Okay, cool. So we've pressed everything and nothing. Where everything you can do. Yeah, I mean, that's true. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? I mean, that's the thing, Lord Shiro. Like, no matter what, everything in the Ace Attorney games is on a set course. Like, you just get in trouble for presenting things at the wrong time or doing the wrong things, but no matter what, you always have to get to the end of the game the same way. So I kind of wish there was more wiggle room, or like you said, if there was a game where you could get, like, different endings depending on how things went. I think that's the other thing that gets me about these games. They're very corralled, they're very straightforward, but also they just use a lot of flowy talk and bullshit and other stuff to kind of obscure it, even though you know no matter what, in the end, you're going to get the answer. Prosecutor on BS and get them through. Yeah, no, exactly. Or, you know, like in Von Karma's case where she was whipping the judge and he was just kind of not doing anything about it. Everybody's allowed to have a weapon in the courtroom, I guess. What do you think, Naruhodo? Well, can't see any obvious holes at all, to be honest. No. Oh, dear. If anyone else visited Mr. Shamsfair's room that night apart from Natsume, I imagine the members of the jury will all conclude the same thing. But you have to show all of your workings? Yeah, I know, exactly. Right, that he's guilty. Well, all we can do is press these witnesses for more information and hope for a breakthrough. And I get it, people are like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. But sometimes the journey does some really stupid things, and you're like, I'd rather just be like, yeah, he did it because of this and this. And they'd be like, oh, you're right. Instead of being like, no. You need to almost fail the case 3 times before we give you the answer. Well, thanks. Yes. Okay, wait, we're doing more. Oh, the snow layabout. I didn't press that one. To be clear, by neighbor, you're referring to a defendant, Mr. Natsume? Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs? And what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Oh, the meeting was promised hour of 9, and lo, he did come to tender a gift of fragrant tea. Details of which are in accordance to the defendant's own testimony, yes. And we broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before. By which I presume he means The discussion about who was stronger, yeah. It's dressed in, yep. I dare not imagine that scene, don't. Frailty, thy name is woman. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of Eastern art of jujitsu, but ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. Juliet beat Romeo up. This is not helping our case. I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. Okay. Okay, I think I've pressed everything. Oh, hold it. So you just, see, stuff like this, you just have to press everything sometimes, and it feels kind of like a waste of time. Who said hold it? My lord! Goodness me, yes, Mr. Foreman? I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me? Yes! Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? That you've reached a unanimous decision? Too right we have. Are you all with me? Yeah! Wait, no, the defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room. Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it. Yeah, exactly. But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see. And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top. Get the fuck out of here. I hate this man. Always the same thing. What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. I said get out of here. You're useless. All right, well, the court, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, state your leanings as a defendant's culpability.
Guilty. 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 Guilty.
Yeah. Oh, honk. Well, that looks pretty bad. Oh. Yeah, that man is too old to be useful to anybody for anything. Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. Yeah, cool. Speed it up. Speed up his stupid thing. That's the other thing I hate. Like, there's so much, like, time wasted. Yeah, summation examination time. What do you mean? What's the information about... Yeah, British law. Remember? Summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. Here in British courts of law, if we can reverse the decision of the major jurors. Time to do it. Let's go. To whatever it takes. I just can't win. The defense, I want to invoke summation to that. Why am I not just surprised to know that his inability to accept defeat? Shut up. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. Yeah, get fucked. Throw your glass. Defense's counsel's request is... Sorry. Court will proceed with summation examination as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity, and we're ready for it. Very well. In that case, ladies and jury, the gentlemen, I need you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. Okay. Dun-dun. Jurors' contentions. The victim may not be well off, but he's a nobleman, and straight up, there's no reason to doubt the man. Is he? Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. Okay, we can throw this one out too. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least. Okay, you sound like you can be. Okay. Oh, I really don't care. Like, I just need the trial to end quickly. Kill him. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age. No, nothing at all. I miss my wife. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced. Also, they're stupid. Except, like, what do you mean? He just said he doesn't care. He just wants to leave. Seems all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamster is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. Ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. Yeah, and sadly nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all, because he's crazy. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I pleaded with the jury on Saseki-san's behalf before, and it worked, so you never know. Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how it works. Oh, well, you're still very new to British law. That's true, I suppose. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again? No need! I know! Irrelevant statements from their... Yeah, no, that's what I hate too. Like, 90% of the jurors are just talking about bullshit. Or they'll just say something that's completely off base, has nothing to do with anything. And I know that's like the Ace Attorney funny way, but it's also like... I know this is just like this is a jab at actual like jury system and all that, but at least like try to stay on topic. I think it's important. Yeah, don't delay. Okay. Finding two that are contradictory. Okay, time to pit them against each other. Speed it up. Yep. Yes, my lord. Oh, honestly, actually, Shiro, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I don't know if they added it in the Apollo Justice, but this actually has it has an option called Reader, and it's literally just story mode, which means it just plays the game for you. You just put down the controller, it presents evidence, it goes through all the dialogue, it literally just plays the game for you. And I was very tempted to turn that on because I was like, I feel like this would make it. But then I was like, you know what? That would make it like way too low energy, just having everything handed to me. So I'm like, you know what? I'll go through it. But they did add it into the Apollo game. Okay. Which I guess makes sense since that remake came out after this. So they probably were like, maybe people would like this. I'm not doing it, but I was very tempted because I'm like, guys, this game does take a lot out of me, but we're playing it legitly. Not saying that that's not a legit. I mean, it's a visual novel. It's basically just a story that you sometimes interact with. So if people want to like just enjoy it for what it is, that's totally fine too. Just like for streaming and all that, I was like, I might as well make it more entertaining by actually doing the thing. He's nobleman, straight up. There's no reason to doubt him. It is nice if you get stuck, for sure, yeah. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. I think he's splendid. Just look at the Japanese man, he's fishy. No evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman, for now. I want to end this quickly. Okay, I forget I have to press them before I can pit them. Press! Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume's no... Well, okay, technically he did lie to us. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was that Japanese man's teeth. You take the gas man's testimony into account as well. Truth couldn't be any clearer. Ah, well, that is alarmingly logical. Thanks, Mr. Foreman. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same. Isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps. I don't see it happening, because I'm racist. Meh, what's that? An elderly gent on the end here, you have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over. Like, get him out of here. Like, it's the same. Every time, he just says the same thing. He has nothing to add to this at all, except that he just doesn't want to be here. Yeah, how many gentlemen do we have? Like 1.5. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said.
Hold it!
Why do you think he's splendid? Saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid? No, that's not what I said. The point is the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? Because anybody can lie. And yes, he is rather splendid. So you say, yet again. Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously. It's exhausting to look at him. Okay, you know what? I have to agree with her on that. It is exhausting looking and listening to Natsume. Like, it just is. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much. No, he's very fishy. That just sounds all very stiff. But no. Not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty. But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese. He has a mustache and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact. Take the Japanese out of there, bro. It's painting yourself real bad. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. Seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. Bonk. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. The victim's version of events is backed up by the big chin man next to him, says, isn't it? 1, he saw a Japanese man there. 2, he said no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh, that's another 3 steps. Nice. I'm not listening to you anymore.
Hold it!
Why would you say that? A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madame? It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you? You work at a bank? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. What? Good gracious! Altamont Gas, you say? Oh, she's very high up there. Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, where proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course. Stop. I think I may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, so would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching that Mr. Shamsphere was up to in his room, I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman. I really wish it changed their name when you knew their name. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shamsphere is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public, but you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. She's the queen bee. I wish I could go back in time before these puns were made. You've noticed the public gallery in here, have you? The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights at an Altamont gas explosion. So Mr. Shamsphere has been stealing gas. Cool. Wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement. My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? A little bit before the part of the abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift the balance. Hold it! You keep talking about needing to go home to take him some money. What's this all about, sir? Finish last. That's what I'm talking about. What's that? I'm talking about the Derby at Hyde Park, aren't I? It's the Queen's Cup last week, ain't it? A Derby? It was a dead cert. That's the thing. I couldn't lose, so I took my wife's secret savings, like... Oh, so you're just an idiot. But then that hopeless old mare and Winnick did the unthinkable. Arks, that stupid finish, lass. This is the day the missus uses her savings for a trip down the pub. So come on, let this business lie in now. Give it up. No, that's not gonna happen. Just because you're an idiot.
Hold it!
What do you really mean by that, sir? Well, I'm not one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do. 5? You're really an early riser then, aren't you? What's that now? I said you're an early riser. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. But by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on. He sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5? Oh my, that means he only has 3 hours of sleep each night. What's that, dear? Only 3 hours of sleep each night. That's right, you see, 3 hours of missing time, like I said, it's not much, is it? This really isn't helping, yeah. It's definitely not. Okay, yes, the key to summation. Hush, hush. I know. You always say the same things. We probably gotta press her again.
Hold it!
That's a bold claim. How can you be so sure? It really is very simple. Noble lady of gas, I pray thee, hold thy tongue. I beg your pardon? Hath that rank-odored air that doth our darkness illuminate any place in this assembly? Nay! 'Tis of sole import here that someone would extinguish the light of mine own life. Verily, I never recall stealing thy gas, but pray let the matter rest till anon. Why, you little... Begging your pardon, my lady, but might I suggest you don't say any more at this stage? We need hard evidence first. If I keep secretly watching this bloke, I'll get him in the end. He'll slip up. Do you think maybe that secret's out of the bag? Yeah, seriously. Oh, this is so frustrating. Okay. What the fuck? If you can show me the victim's a liar. Wait, can I can pit them against each other right now, right? Well, no, because it's contradictory, right? Would this work?
Objection!
Okay, I was like, those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1. What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true, we don't have evidence as such, just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. Yeah, why else would they be, like, keeping an eye on him if stuff hadn't happened? What? You heard me, seeing as his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. Wait, what? Excuse me, wait, where'd it go? Oh, what is it, Mr. Naruhodo? This bar of soap, when we first found it, I could have sworn there's some sort of round disc in this depression just here. A reddish one. Yes, you're right. I remember it too. But now, the depression is completely empty. Where could the disc have gone? Medallion? No, okay. Was it actually a medallion, or was it like some gas that he poured out? Oh. Was it a coin? Was it just a coin? Fuck. He was hiding these bars of soap with the coins on the windowsill. Is he paying off Mr. Worker Bee to not rat him out for theft? I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. I'll do whatever you say, milady. Gasman's honor. Stop back. God, it's such a waste of time. It's already long. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. If I could show you that Mr. Shancer was a liar, you assured me that you would change your decision. Yes, I did say that. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it. I'm sure any gentleman would. Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we've found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you all been saying. So if this means you'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground. No, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with. You know what would make it over and done with? If you fucking switched your verdict. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shakespeare, if that's your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of man you really are. Bonk, 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 bonk. That's 4 jurors, 4 not guilty. Yes, you did it. Victory, but not quite. We need 2 more. Stupid bastard man and fancy lady. Order, order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, exactly. And order the trial to continue. You gonna crush it? I bet you're gonna crush it because you're mad. Oh no, you threw it this time. You have spoiled the bouquet. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak. But you, God, shut up, God, man, I don't care. The gas man speaketh that which concerns him most, naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul. Oi, what did you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shakespeare, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery? Most heartily, my lord, hast thou forgot I am as a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart. Ah, you flowery-mouthed pompous beanpole, just because I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shakespeare, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. It is my considered opinion that at the present time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court is thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further. Yeah, of course you're going to object, you dumbass. It's a waste of time. They're unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes? Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker? Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gasman's honor. Well, let's see it. Very well, then. We will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lord, it'll be my pleasure. On Altamont Gasman's name, if I may, my lord. Go ahead, madame. This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind. Woohoo! Oh yeah, sweet as honey. Yeah. Oh, calm down, meter man. Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord. She seems pretty chill, honestly. I like her. I don't have a lot of jurors that I like, but her and Mr. Foreman. Mr. Foreman's pretty chill. Usually he always like stays by his word and he listens to logic. The rest of them can go fuck off, though. Juror on the stand again, yeah. You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting. You mark my words. So you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel. Yes, is that clear, my good man? Clear as Altamont gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world. I don't know, it looked kind of brown to me if that's what was on that bar of soap. Yeah, I think it has gone to his head. Okay, anyway, speed up. I don't need to see this man bow 30,000 times. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept through penny bits, each coin giving the customer about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. That's not thieving. What is? What we saw in here was not a coin. What this man has fucking done is he cut a coin shaped, he probably pressed a coin in there to make the indentation. What we saw in there was a brown liquid, possibly tea, that he had on the windowsill because it is wintertime. And in wintertime, it is very cold. And who knows how long it takes for tea or other substances to freeze into a coin shape that one could possibly put into the machine, which would then accept it as if it was a coin. And then there's this mysterious puddle underneath that has yet to be explained, but now I know exactly what it is. This man is minting his own coins to buy gas, and then they go in there and they melt and they make a puddle on the floor. So he's been stealing gas by crafting coins. And unfortunately, they won't be able to tell what's up because, And the reason why, like, we took the soap and that thing probably fell out or it evaporated, or maybe we have wet pockets now because we took that. So I don't know. What do you mean by that? Poison the gangling excuse for actor, didn't he? That's all that should record. We gotta listen to this. Shut up, stop. Okay. It's crucial testimony. Now you're throwing that. Do as you will. Yeah, he appears to be in a violent mood. Yeah, I already figured it out, but now I have to go through everything else. Attended poisoning and incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence, but I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places, like a bar of soap. First step is uncovering is to establish just who and what this man really is. He definitely was minting his own coins to buy gas.
Hold it!
Gotta see how big this coin is. So all London's houses have a gas supply that are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that, usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Saseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And yet the meter in his didn't have a single coin in it.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks! He's been pinching gas off of us for ages! And you've examined the meter in Shamsphere's room, I take it. Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. You say something about it being damp. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamsphere Special. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces. And even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare, you what? I said, you what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Was it damp? Not a trace of it being jemmied open anywhere, not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. Life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I still got it. Oh. Show it to me. Right here. No wonder why they call you Meter Man. I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. It sports a very strong lock developed especially with Mr. Shamspeare in mind. Definitely, although at first glance there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, yes. Shut up. Oof. Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here. It's a little hole, do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. Not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made. So he jabbed a hole in the bottom of the meter box so that when whatever fake coin he made melted, it would just go at the bottom and nobody would be able to tell it because it would evaporate. So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspeare? Possibly. It seems that people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin would fit through here. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. I know! There's a tiny hole in its base. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I needed to do with it, so we're gonna...
Hold it!
There's only one key for all your meters. Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get a hold of a key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened. Oh, how? I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens. Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax on the seal on it, you see? Seal? You mean the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal. Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspeare's meter, if there were no coins inside at all, as I said. But the seal hadn't been broken either. So that would mean Mr. Shamspeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it. It would seem so, but that would be impossible. No, it's not. It's improbable, but it's not impossible. I think I can present it and show.
Objection!
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh, hole, what? You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. I knew it! How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. I like this lady. She's actually working with me. This is phenomenal. It almost makes all the other bullshit of this case worth it. Witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. Yeah, God. Okay.
Hold it!
Gonna ask her again. But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally be used. Would, that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it a certain extent as well. We thought of that anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for moments like that, us gasmen too. Live for them. Seems that the gas company has thought of everything. Wahoo! Hooray for gas! Hooray for cash! Altamont all the way! That's quite enough of that. Remind me how big are threepenny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's... You may be right. Maybe I should try a different tack. I don't think I need to delve deeper. Well, we'll do it anyway. We'll just ask. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it being forced, I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. But the padlocks are made by first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel, and the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Wahoo! Yeah! Nothing leaks from an Altamont meter. No gas, no coins, nothing. I see. Okay, good. Witness will amend her formal testimony. Okay, thank you. There's no way to dismantle. Okay. I don't know when I can, little reddish medallion. I don't know when I can present this. Oh, like I know the answer, but I don't know where I can present it. And there's a tiny hole in its base. Unless I can look at this again. I can look at it again. Oh, look at this little bar. There's a circular about 2 centimeters across, or 3/4. Do you think we did find this up at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window, so we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's very awkward, like, to figure out exactly how they want me to do it. No, there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Okay, so now we've looked at that. Okay, I would present it here. This is gonna sound crazy, but he's like, without paying a penny, if that's not the...
Objection!
No! Fuck, that's wrong! Last statement, no, not contradictory. Fuck. Okay, never mind, not that. Son of a bitch! Which statement? Unless it's on her statement. Probably single coin. Let me...
Objection!
The music's still going. God damn it! Ah! I fucking hate this! Time to rethink. It's so annoying. I'm gonna throw it on this one then.
Objection.
Wait, is that the one I just did earlier? Ah, fuck! I did it already. God damn, I hate this. This is the shit I hate about this game. Because I looked at, I'm pretty sure I have exactly what I need. Am I supposed to, do I have to press it again? Like a third fucking time? I hate when I have to press the same thing like 3 fucking times. Because I don't think I can press this anymore. Sure, what do I have to do? Don't tell me I have to press something again. Like, I get so tired of this shit. I'll do it anyway. Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they tried, but they all given up. Yep. After all, they broke the meter and the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? You did a press and the testimony changed from what you need? Oh, God. Oh, so I have to... God damn it, that's so stupid that it switches between the two. So I have to just fucking put the coin. Delve deeper. No, stupid piece of shit game. I hate shit like that. Okay. Good. Keep the testimony of the coin. Now!
Objection.
God. So annoying. Let me confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, like that's what pisses me off. I figured this shit out like 20 minutes ago, but I still had to go through all of this fucking bullshit to be like, yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. Any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shampspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it? The item in question is this. What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap. It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm gonna have to point out exactly what I mean here. It's a hole. It's not for my pee-pee. What's important about the soap is this part here. The glory hole, as I call it. Oops, I looked at the hole. I present the hole, don't just look at it. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah, are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away! No, I can't. Does anyone here present have their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds rather like highway robbery, doesn't it? Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snug. Yes, as I suspected, this, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Yeah, throw it. Ba-da-da, superior bar of soap. Yeah, depression. And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time. Yes. That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, what he's doing. Brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shampspeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. The man had been making fake coins. Yeah. Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of black magic that can make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, huh? There's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air. Oh, is he actually going to work with me now? Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? Am I going to show the hole again? Show hole, please. There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If that's your assertion, Counsel, I'm going to show you my hole. Well, it's hole. Here, the hole. Present hole. We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. Ah, I get it. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? Mr. Shakespeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas. And now I'm going to show them the picture with the puddle. Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water? That's right, madame. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a tiny bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. You know what? I can't even be mad at her for this because she is the wife of the president of the company, and this is a huge oversight. So this is a slap to the face. So I don't even mind this. This is a totally legit human reaction, which you don't get a lot in this game because usually people just have over-the-top fucking ridiculous reactions. But this is like, I can respect this. This makes sense. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Ugh. Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you actually have evidence? I did, yeah. I noticed it right at the beginning. Oh my god, I'm so smart!
Take that!
I was like, there's water here for some reason. This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shakespeare. What remnants? I'll show you. I mean, look at it. It's so obvious. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Okay, I don't even have to point it out, I don't think. Now look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly, it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. Ugh! If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's further evidence, too. Mr. Shakespeare is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right next to him is a bar of soap broken in half. You're right. It would appear to me then, counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but, certainly not. He didn't beat around the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shakespeare was found with a fork in his hand. Meal of soap is in. Do you mean to say he was using that fork? No, he wasn't eating. Yes, he was using it to pry it out, to extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah, but the bar broke in half, so perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. Plonk. Lord Van Zeeks. I was throwing my hand up in despair. and happened to catch my Howler bottle on the way. Shut up. Yeah, what is the meaning of this? A question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, that Mr. William Shamster is a liar and a thief. In other words, his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? What? What do you mean? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shamspeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Arg! Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. No, you can't do that. We just figured this out. God, I hate this guy. You were just agreeing with me on stuff. Oh, counsel, how does the defense respond? Of course not. Hodo, get up. What's the point of it? Did it get us anywhere? Or did it, No, it definitely raised an objection. No, this isn't over yet. The defense will not rest. What? But, counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated an unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamspeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Zeeks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? He wasn't agreeing. Yeah, he was just going over what I heard. Yeah. That's true. He just was like, well, here's the thing. At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to a lack of evidence. Okay. Yeah! But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question we need to reconsider. Someone else responsible? Ah, shit! Was there another? Not the visitor. Was there poison in the tea? What? Because we already we talked about that. Fuck. Because I don't think it's a visitor. I think it's either someone else responsible or was there poison in the tea. Fuck. Oh, it's time to save my game. What hasn't been proven yet? I guess the only thing that wasn't was the poison. We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture at best, and I can tell that that's the right answer because the little pin immediately went away. Objection! And usually it'll stay there. The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There's no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of poison. But there was a bottle, an empty bottle. As I said, the situation has changed. Because, in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene, and a particular piece of evidence proves it. Objection! Ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? Spence has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Shit. That's just the cup? God damn it. Because we already presented the bar of soap. The only thing I can think of is the teacups.
Take that!
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about his tea? Well, I suppose it may possibly... Fuck! Well, I fucked up. Awesome! Awesome, I only have one shot. What do you mean the nature of his fucking tea? Wait, oh, because he made coins out of the tea, because water. No, but I already looked at the hole. Because I know it was brown. It was definitely tea. Is it this? Do I present this? Because I guess there'd be tea still in it? Well, it evaporated though. What the fuck? Ugh. It has to be.
Take that!
Nope, it's not. I fucked up. Game over. Well, that's it. He's fucking guilty. Oh, it's so fucking annoying. I hate this stupid shit. I really fucking hate it. Like, what do you guys fucking want me to do? Ugh. It's poison in the tea. What the fuck?
Objection!
The first thing I used was the teacups.
Objection!
But no. Unless it's the soap again. Ugh. What evidence for the scene of the crime can tell us the nature of the defendant's tea? There's nothing fucking here. Like what? There's very few pieces of evidence, and I've already used most of them. And I already looked inside of here, and there's the ring. Oh, no, it would be the ground. Well, is it literally this? Is it just the ground? Nope. Yeah, the ground is dry.
Take that!
It is the what? Stop making me. That's what I fucking hate. Stop making me present the same fucking piece of evidence like 3 times in a fucking row. What is the point of having other evidence? Why do I even still have these? They don't even fucking matter here. They mattered before the fucking trial. It's so fucking bullshit. Yeah, the soap again. Exactly. I hate that shit in this fucking game, and it does it so many times. Same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice? Yes, that's right, my lord. Something about when we first found the bar of soap. It was brown. We'll go back. Yeah, so I don't fucking care about the flashbacks. But it's like, I already looked at the soap and did all this shit like so many fucking times. So it's like, why would I do it again? And the game is like, no. Yeah, I still shouldn't have to use it more than once. It's so annoying. I'm certain that when we originally stumbled on it, yeah, there was actually frozen coin. Yeah. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There's something strange about them, you mean? Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red. Ice was red? No, you mean... Yes, that's right, it's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I remind you earlier, blah, blah, blah. That evening, yes, I took him and he didn't drink the tea right away. It's believed there had been a snowfall that day. It's particularly cold. Yeah, they're prone to freezing. Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. My word! Yeah, God, so annoying. There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them, which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard could analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all. Ah, you smug Nipponese! Well, it's not smug, it's just facts. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And this is what ends trial part 1, because they have to go get stuff when we take a recess. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bailiff! Yeah, get that at once. Go get the frickin' tea. Unless this immediately just goes into trial part 2. Can we have a recess? It seems we have no choice but to, yes, suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zeeks. None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. Well, maybe that means there's another investigation period. Well, probably not. Prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations. Oh, God. Yes, my lord. I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most about Ace Attorney games is every trial or every episode is a crapshoot of whether it's going to be really, really short or way too long. If they were all kind of like evenly spaced, it would be great. But they're not. Okay. Well, managed to scrape through that one. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow, Ponk. Good. Can I save the game now? This was a lot. 2 more hours. Yep. Yeah, that's it for today, though. We're definitely not finishing episode 2 today because because we are not. But we made it through, even if some parts were kind of annoying. But excellent. We will definitely be doing more of this next Monday, because that's our Mystery Monday until we finish this game. I would assume that we will finish episode 2 next week. I don't know if it'll take 2 hours or if it'll take the full 4. If it's like, oh no, investigation part 3. Oh, why does it have to be part 3? Well, we'll definitely finish episode 2, and then we'll only have 3 more to go, and then we'll be done. And we'll see what the big horrible thing is. Probably has something to do with like all the British racism and also something to do with Cesato's dad and everything and some kind of plot and stuff and all that. But yeah. Very good.